Going on, guys? Got a couple of things I want to cover real quick. I've seen people on here that say they have issues with their job links. I've never had a problem. You just got to keep them updated. Losing connection, going in and out, and I have had that happen. Your phone, you're 2 feet away from them and you're losing your connection, then it comes back. What you have to do is you have to update the firmware from time to time in this, and it's a fairly simple process. But you turn it on, you got it connected. If you touch that, you come over here and you see this little red dot up there. It tells you at the bottom, firmware update available, select tool for more information. So you can go on there and select it. I don't know how that comes up, but anyway, you've got to do an update on these things. And how you do that, while the app is open and you're connected, power it down. And you just simply take your battery cover off the back. Take one of the batteries out, not both. Just take out one battery. It is windy out here today. And you're going to flip it back over. You're going to take this button, and for 20 seconds, just push it on and off for about 20 seconds. I'm counting the timer here. Probably the most aggravating part of the process. But you just push that up and down for about 20 seconds. Then you hold it. And while you're holding it, you hold it down, put your battery back in, and then wait for that thing to turn blue. It'll turn blue, then it'll flash, then you want to hold it for 5 seconds afterwards, and then you're good to go. You put your battery cover back on. Don't lose your little black screw. Put that back in and go back here. I'm going to turn it back on, let it reconnect, hit that again, and that's all you have to do. And that just updates the firmware in it. Guess it does it through the app, but I had a temperature probe. You'll see in another video I'll post at some point, maybe this week. My temperature clamp kept going out on me and I was losing connection, and I was right there at it, and once I updated the firmware in it, fixed the problem. So that's how you do that. The other part of the video is Top Test sent me one more product to look at. Didn't pay for it, free of charge. Do a review on it. It's carbon monoxide detector. It's probably more along the lines of if you work in industrial or areas where you got a lot of generators, engines, type of environment somewhere. Maybe you drop this in your pocket. You can go in and set a maximum, or you can set an alert range if you want it to go off when it gets up to 50 parts per million, 35, 30, however you want to set it. It'll beep and go off and kind of let you know. It's just something you can put in your shirt pocket maybe. Don't know how well it would pick up any carbon monoxide in a house. If you had a cracked heat exchanger, I imagine if you got pretty decent holes in it, it takes about 60 seconds once you turn it on, and then you warm it up, and then you set it there. About a 30 to 60 second detection time on it. But it does go off. How well it would work with real tiny holes in a heat exchanger, I don't know. I'll find out. I haven't had that situation arise yet since I've had it. Obviously if you go by the flue and put it, it's going to go off, but it comes with a little manual and you have to fold it in half. And I took all the other languages out of it to thin it down a little bit. But it's the CT300 by Top Test, and It's about 10 pages of instructions. Gives you some toxicity symptom ranges: 35 parts per million, headache, dizziness, with 6 to 8 hours of constant exposure. Pretty standard that you're going to see anywhere else with these concentration levels. 100 parts per million, slight headache in 2 to 3 hours, things along those lines. Auto power off, you can turn that on or off. So if you're going to have it and you're going to be in an industrial environment or somewhere where you're got a lot of machines running, gas, fuel burning, engines, things like that, drop this in your pocket. It's fairly small. Turn it on, and you can set an alert range. Turn the power off, auto power off, obviously off at that point. I don't know how long it'll run on two new batteries. I'm assuming you could walk around for a few hours with it and be okay. Different types of visual displays, concentration scale, parts per million or percentage. I think you can change that to a buzzer indicator. You can turn that on and off. Just different things like that. Low battery indicator. Instructions on, you want to clear it in a clear environment so it detects what you're going into. You don't want to turn it on and zero it in your environment that you're trying to detect anything in. Calibrating it. It has a calibration button. You can zero it, things like that. But we'll turn it on real quick and kind of get an idea how it looks with the screen. It's got this little warm-up period it goes to. From time to time, I will turn it on and it'll already be displaying like 5, 6, 7 parts per million. It hasn't done it recently, which is good, I guess. But if you want to zero it, you'll hold this button down and then it clears and zeros. Gives you a scale 0 to 5,000 parts per million. You can go in here and you can set an alert however you want to do that. Set your range for when you want it to go off. 2 alerts. Auto power on and off. If you want it to shut off after 10 minutes so you don't lose your battery, you can do that. It's got a hold function. But so let's check it out real quick and see how it reacts. Get it. So obviously it's exhaust on a truck, grill burning. It's got gas appliances in the house, stove, oven, things like that. Most people are going to have CO detectors that are either wired into the house or you plug them in areas. As far as working in an industrial settings, maybe a situation, it's got AAA batteries in the back, maybe a situation where you just want something in your pocket, shirt pocket or something to detect if you're working around that type of environment, give you a little bit of an alarm when it gets to a range that it's not healthy for you. You can kind of handle that when it happens. But I don't know in HVAC. I mean, I haven't had like a situation yet where I've used it. Just hold the button, it turns off with a cracked heat exchanger. I'll try it. Obviously with a cracked heat exchanger you don't want to run a system very long. Maybe next time I run up on one, I'll run it a little bit and see if it'll pick up anything coming out of the supply registers. Let it sit there for a few minutes, see what it does. Obviously the flue and then what you've seen with the car exhaust and with the grill, pretty common situations. It should detect that pretty easy. It reacts very quickly and gives a reading. So it appears to do what they advertise it to do. It's only about $30, I think, on Amazon. And I'll put a link to that down in the description if you want to look into one of those. I had a UEI little pocket carbon monoxide. I just didn't trust it. Just seems like it never went off, even if I laid it on a register. When I had a cracked heat exchanger with some pretty decent holes in it, it just wouldn't pick up anything, so I just didn't trust it. So just happened to have gotten sent this. I was looking to maybe probably need to go ahead and get a combustion analyzer kit as well, something I've never had. But give it a shot, guys. I mean, if that's something you need for just personal protection in environments, to have it with you, seems like it's going to do the job that you need it to do. So it's the CT300 top test. Give it a shot. I'll put a link to it in the description. Thanks for watching.